Ah, the Super Friends. For over a decade, they were the ultimate superhero team on Saturday mornings. Superman, Batman and Robin, Wonder Woman, and of course, Aquaman, the king of the seven seas, rider of seahorses, master of all things aquatic. But then something strange happened. By the mid-1980s, the show had changed names more times than a supervillain changes evil plans. We went from Super Friends to Challenge of the Super Friends to World's Greatest Super Friends, and eventually Super Friends, the legendary superpowers show. And that's where things got weird. Because when that 1984 season hit, the one with the fancy new title and upgraded animation, Aquaman was suddenly gone. Did he quit? Did he get replaced? Or did the Hall of Justice quietly hand him a pink slip? Today we're diving deep to find out, did the Super Friends fire Aquaman? If you tuned into the legendary superpowers show, you might have noticed something off. Superman was there, Batman was there, Wonder Woman, Robin, even the new guy Firestorm showed up ready to save the day. But Aquaman? Nowhere to be found. And here's the weirdest part. He was still in the opening credits. There he was, front and center, swimming proudly, smiling at the camera like he just signed a new contract. And then he never appeared. It's like being tagged in a team photo for a job you didn't even know you lost. Now, some fans maybe thought this was a toy thing because he didn't have a figure in the new Superpowers collection. But nope, he totally did. Aquaman was part of the very first wave of Kenner's Superpower toy line in 1984, right alongside Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. He even had a cool power action deep sea kick feature, which honestly sounds like something you'd order at a sushi bar. So if Aquaman had a toy and a fan base, why was he left out of the show? The real reason's a little more behind the scenes. By the mid-1980s, DC and Hanna-Barbera were trying to make the show feel a bit more serious, more in line with the growing popularity of cosmic comic book storylines. That's why the legendary Superpowers show introduced Darkseid, his evil minions, and a bunch of galaxy-sized threats, which is awesome unless you're Aquaman. Because when most of your episodes take place in outer space or on dry land, the water guy kind of runs out of things to do. It's hard to save the world from a spaceship when your main power is breathing underwater and chatting with a squid. So rather than inventing a bunch of conveniently oceanic storylines, producers quietly benched him. No explanation, no farewell episode, just gone. And while Aquaman was drying off somewhere in Atlantis, Batman was getting an upgrade. For the final 2 seasons, the legendary Superpowers show and its follow-up, the Superpowers Team Galactic Guardians, the producers brought in none other than Adam West to voice Batman. That's right, the Adam West was now back in the Bat saddle, replacing Olin Soul, who had voiced the Caped Crusader since the late 60s Filmation series. Meanwhile, Firestorm was a hot new kid on the block. Cyborg joined later on, and Aquaman, well, he was probably back home polishing his trident and checking his voicemail. He did make a couple of appearances in the Superpowers Team Galactic Guardians, the final season of the series, but by then he was more of a guest star, like the old friend who drops by once a year just to prove he's still alive. And that was pretty much it for Aquaman's Super Friends era. No dramatic farewell, no underwater finale. Just a slow fade into the waves of Saturday morning history. Of course, Aquaman would eventually get the last laugh. He became a pop culture icon, featuring in Justice League Unlimited, Batman the Brave and the Bold, and even headlined a $1 billion movie, proving that talking to fish can, in fact, pay off big time. So, did the Super Friends fire Aquaman? Maybe not officially, but they definitely ghosted him. And for a guy who rules 70% of the planet, that's kind of ungrateful, don't you think? So next time you see those Super Friends opening credits and spot Aquaman proudly swimming across the screen, remember, he's not missing, he's just waiting, probably underwater. Did you have a favorite character from a show just disappear? Let us know down in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more videos like these.